Okay, for this recording, what I'll be talking about would be your mental locks. Do you find yourself telling that you're not creative? Do you find yourself saying that this isn't for me? Do you find yourself saying that I'd rather have someone or a specialist do it for me? So there are things that we tell ourselves that we're not creative, no? This is from Von Och's book wherein it's all about the mental locks. What are your mental locks and how can we actually escape the notion of what are mental locks? So there are 10 mental locks from Roger Von Och, and here are some questions that you can ask yourself, no, or to reflect upon when thinking about the mental locks. One, do you always find yourself looking for the right answer? Does it always have to be correct? Does it have to be done according to this particular rubric? And then the second one is, do you always find yourself asking or saying to yourself, it's not logical, it doesn't compute, it isn't the usual way of doing things? Then do you always find yourself trying to follow the rules? Do you always find yourself just following, this is how it's supposed to be done, this is how it's supposed to be created, and that's how I will create it because that's the rules? And connected to that is, do you always find yourself trying to be practical? Do you always find yourself having to do it in a practical way? Is it supposed to be like this so that it will be useful in some way? Does it have to be designed or created in such a way that it has to be useful or pragmatic or practical? Do you find yourself saying that play is frivolous? Play is useless. Play is not part of the creative process. Play is just play with nothing. It's not practical. It's not useful. And then, do you find yourself saying, that's not my area? I don't care about this. I am not good at this. So might as well just let it go. It's not for me. Then, do you find yourself always trying to be serious? Always trying to find that to be straight arrow, to not ask the stupid questions? Do you always find yourself just asking the safe questions? Have you ever been foolish? Have you ever been led astray? It is also very connected to the notion of play. Then the next one is, do you avoid ambiguity? Do you just look for, again, that straight line, that practicalness of things, the lack of interpretation or the lack of multiple representations of things? Then that's avoiding ambiguity. Then you find that making a mistake is wrong. To err is wrong. Why? Do you find the need to be correct all the time? And how does that hinder your creativity? How does that hinder your playfulness? How does that hinder your play? Then the last one, the most dangerous one to tell yourself is that I'm not creative. You yourself put down your own creative capability. You yourself put down the limits of what do you consider as creative. And I consider that dangerous because you are now just shutting yourself off with the opportunity, the chances of what it means to be creative. Who do you see as creative? And the world in itself is seen better through creative eyes.